By the 1970s, feminist anthropology began to explore critically the role women played within society and members within a cultural framework. For example, Ernestine Friedel explored the role food production and acquisition had on determining gender roles and a woman's position in society. She observed that men and women were relatively equal in societies where women gather more of the food, but where men played the dominant role in food acquisition, such as hunting, men had dominant roles. Today, feminist anthropologists continue to look at how cultures determine gender roles and try to debunk gender myths and show how gender is culturally construed, that is, created by culture, not biology. There are three debates currently taking place in anthropology. These are biological determinism versus cultural constructionism, interpretive anthropology versus cultural materialism, and individual agency versus structuralism. One debate is between biological determinism versus cultural constructionism. Biological determinism seeks to explain people's behavior and thinking by considering biological factors such as people's genes and hormones. Cultural constructionism maintains that human behavior and ideas are best explained as products of culturally shaped learning. Let us take, for example, again, gender. Researchers have shown that gender is socially construed, and that gender is a product of enculturation through prescribed ideals determining what is considered socially appropriate behavior for a person's specific gender. Therefore, gender is socially learned. However, there are other theorists who argue that gender is biologically determined. In yet another debate, where individual agency is looked at in the context of structuralism, this debate centers around the question, how much individual will or agency affects the way people behave and think compared to the power of forces or structures that are beyond a person's control. The role of agency, the ability of individuals to have free will and make choices, versus the structuralism or structures which de-emphasizes free will and sometimes renders it as an illusion, because choices are structured by larger forces such as the economy, social and political organizations, and media. In the third debate, interpretive anthropology or interpretivism focuses on understanding culture by studying what people think about, their explanations of their lives, and the symbols that are important to them. Whereas cultural materialism attempts to learn about culture by first examining the material aspects of life, the natural environment, how people make a living within particular environments. Cultural materialists believe that these basic facts of life shape culture, even though people may not realize it. The interpretive anthropologist focuses on how people perceive themselves and the symbols associated with regard to their culture. This concludes some of the basic schools of thought with regard to anthropological theory.